Good morning. My name's Andy. I'm a couple minutes early. I just wanted to log in and we'll give a minute or so for folks to show up. Good morning. It's 9 o'clock. I know a couple people just popped in. I'll give it like one more minute and then we'll jump in. Thanks. Okay. My name's Andy McPherson. I'm new to this platform. I'm not new to Easy Stock. Quick background on me: I owned a large service center in South Florida. 3 years ago, Encompass came in and asked me to help out with the Easy Stock app. The app's grown tremendously in performance and abilities over that time. I have Fred as my immediate supervisor in the development side of things. And in the middle of that, not in the middle, just recently, I've been promoted to the training manager. So puts me in a position to teach this. The app works really well. I have a PowerPoint I'm going to get into, not to get into death by PowerPoint. Some of the little stuff I'm just going to be very brief on. Some of the stuff that I see is really important to a servicer, I'll focus a little more time on. This platform is pretty much a one-way deal. Any comment, go ahead and put in it, and I'll get to that. My information's on the bottom. Feel free to contact me. Anything involving Easy Stock after this or tomorrow, the next day, doesn't matter. And from a training side, many thoughts, comments, inputs, suggestions, I'll accept that. I am still learning the ropes, and we're doing some changes on it. And the goal is to help the service community be more profitable and lessen stress, grief, and aggravation. So I'm going to jump into my easy stock. I'm going to Okay, I think that will get the sound back. Somebody give me a yay. All right. As we learn the new technology, uh, I'll thank you. The technician accounts in the beginning, it was just one login, and everybody uh, had to use that same login. Now we have where technicians are given individual logins, and you can assign them the ability to order parts or not order parts. And I'll talk about that down the road. The app is free. We don't charge anything for it. There's be a QR code, but it's on the Android or App Store. You can find it there. The download is free. And this is my contact information. You see it scrolling at the bottom. It's a QR code. Again, just find it. I think some of you folks probably already have it anyway. Login is the same as you in Encompass. Whatever your login and password, that's what you use to get into the app. So here's the home page on it. A couple of changes we made based on consumer request. It used to show the master inventory on the home page. We moved that into my truck fleet, and in settings that you can turn that off, whether you want to see it, yes, no, or whether you want your technicians to see it, yes, no. And again, it's all over the map on who wants that. So we just made whatever you wanted to do. This looks very complicated. If anybody wanted a screenshot of some of these, feel free to take a picture or I can send it to you. Before we start in setting up, I'll talk about inventory, then I'll talk about finding part numbers, and then I'll talk about desktop. That's how this will go. And be frank with you, this probably run 20 minutes or half an hour. So got to set up a truck. We have to have a place to put our parts. On the home page, you see it's my truck fleet. Select that, create a truck, give it a name that you're accustomed to within your company. Give it some bins. We need to know the bins. Don't worry about the quantity of bins. You can change that at any time. You go back out and back in and you can name the bins. And again, name the stuff how you're accustomed to use it within your company. If you have a shop, everybody's got shop inventory. Everybody's got dead stock. You can do two things. Just name a truck shop and however your bin location you're used to. Some folks have like a designated old stock or whatever. Just call a truck dead stock and call it bin one, and you know where that's at. And I'll show you why that has some meaning momentarily. So now that we've got a place to put our parts, where this works really well is on the home page, transfer in. Your phone becomes a scanner, scan the barcode. It's going to look at Encompass database, find a part number, and it will populate pricing and description. You can edit the retail price if there's not enough room between your cost and list price. Tell it where you want to go. It will remember the truck and bin, and you just put your inventory in that way. A little bit about inventory. Inventory requires quite a bit of due diligence. Everything that comes in has got to go in. Everything that's used has got to go out. When you use it on a repair, we have the ability to put either a ticket number or customer name. And what I've suggested in talking to servicers is that due diligence, everybody gets excited. I'm going to do my inventory, and we're going to do the due diligence. And then reality kind of comes in as the day-to-day of doing that, and it goes to the wayside. So my suggestion to folks is put all of your inventory in the app at least once, and it does a couple of things. If you go to try to order a part you have in stock, when you get to that part in the screen, and I will show you down the road, it will tell you have it in stock and save you from ordering it. It also has the ability in the app to, you can do a search nearby servicers. Actually, it looks across the country. So, and even if you updated it without doing the day-to-day, twice a year kind of thing, or every quarter, whatever you're comfortable with. And I know talking about inventory is like talking about going to the dentist, but at the end of the day, it's your dollars, and the better off you are to make good use of it. So that is, and you can't remember every little part that's in a corner. So even if you find that part number, again, it will tell you that you have it in inventory. So this is how you put it in. And again, it's scan, quantity, save, scan, quantity, save. So it happens very fast. If you have some parts that encompass stock, and you could use, in one of my examples, I use a remote control or a cup. This allows you to enter it manually, or if the barcode's damaged. If you go to put in the part number, it will try to find it and just select it. You can also, I use cup. You can give it a part number, cup, cost, list price. You can take a picture of it and add it to inventory. And this is where I've added a remote control to it. So once you've got your inventory in, to find what you have, and or can look at it a couple of different ways. From the home screen, it would be select, manage truck inventory, and that's going to list everything that's in your inventory. If you look at the blue circle there in the middle screenshot, by selecting a truck, you're only going to look at that truck. If you want to bring it down to the next level, bin, or in the red circle, if you want to just plug in a part number, you could plug in a part number and it'll show that part number. If you've got it in 2 trucks or 6 trucks, it'll show the trucks with that part in stock. And the last screenshot's just kind of a drop down of how that works with your the various trucks that you have. So this is where we do make the app very user friendly. Most inventory apps, if you want to do some changes, requires you to jump through a bunch of burning hoops. And there's reasons for that, but in our world, we want to keep it simple. That was the focus of Easy Stock. So if you look at that first screenshot, we allow you to um, edit quantity on the fly. If you didn't use it or you can't find it, you decide it's gone, you can zero it out. If you want to keep the part number there, or if it's that, odd part out, you just want it gone, hit the garbage can and it's removed. You can edit your cost on it on the fly. You cannot edit cost on an Encompass part. You can only edit cost on a non-Encompass part, and that's for warranty billing reasons. So, and again, this is just something to kind of show. Once you play with it, you'll see how it do. But the idea was to keep the app simple. Moving on any part at the bottom of it, you've got parts transfer, use on repair, and buy more. If you want to buy more of something, click it. It brings you to the pre-cart screen to place an order. Transfer here is truck to truck, shows where it's at. Just tell it where it wants to go. The middle screen there, this to me is an important one. Excuse me, that when you use a part, you can either give it your ticket number or customer name and save. It removes it from inventory. But it also, we track any movement of a part. So, and this is where technicians have their own login. So if Sam uses a part, you're going to be able to see that in inventory that Sam used it, and it will tell you to the minute and to the second when it was used. And if Sam has put a ticket number or customer name, it will tell you where you've used that part. And this is an example of that. You can just see with the green arrows, whether it's the prime account, the main account user, or a technician. Me, Andy, was a technician on my login. And then you can see where I have a customer name and a customer ticket number. And it's just in all of your parts. If something, hey, where did that go? You can go back to your inventory history and see it. So let's find some part numbers. This is the, and I'm, basically done with inventory. So if everybody's still awake and hanging with me, this is where, and if you're an authorized servicer for various manufacturers, obviously they've got avenues to find part numbers, and most of those work well. If you're a non-authorized servicer, this is like a godsend, to be frank with you. From the home screen, hit part number search, plug in your model number, and it will, I'm moving right along. So here I've used a Samsung dryer number. I plugged in a piece of their part number, and it's going to list all the dryers with the beginning of that. And the more you get out, the more it narrows it down. You hit details, and on your center screenshot there is going to bring up all the parts. Now, the one thing we've done with the release this week, the goal was to put the common parts up front. So anything with a picture is more of a common part. So the end goal was to put pictures as the leading parts in your list. To go sideways a little bit, the problem is that when there's a picture of a box for GE or Whirlpool, the app treating that as a picture. We're going to sort through that for the next release. We know about it, but it's an attempt. In some models, it works really well. So moving on. So you've got this whole list. Nobody wants to roll through all that. So just plug in heater, pump, door, and it will bring up just those parts. And in my example there, you see heater, and it's only going to bring up any parts with a heater, and that side of it works really well. Exploded views. Be frank with you, we had two problems in the app. I had a servicer come back and say, yeah, exploded views work great for everybody except for LG. There was some bugaboo in the background that has been solved. And also there were some PDF documents that didn't present themselves well. We have solved both of those problems. A PDF document is not where you can click on the part, but at least allows you to see a reference number and your list of parts in the bottom. So here I plugged in, I think this is a GE model number. It has an exploded view. If an exploded view is available, you'll get that black bar there. Click on it, you get the thumbnails as we all know and love. And in this example, I selected number 3. Number 3 will come up and you'll see in that first screenshot the details on it. When you click the details, here's where some cool stuff starts happening. One, if you have it in stock, it's going to tell you right above that add to cart, it will tell you you have this item in stock. If you select that, it will tell you what truck and bin have it in stock. So if you have inventory, big or small, one, you won't have to wait for it. You can go to your own stuff. You won't have to spend any money. And Compass doesn't want to hear that, but at the end of the day, you save yourself some dollars. So it's going to think a minute when you hit that details as it heads to the pre-cart screen. The reason for that is we are looking in the background. One, where are you at? What's the closest warehouse to you that has it? What's the second most closest warehouse that has it? And then we're going to give you the date based on UPS and FedEx, what day it will be at your door. So that's all the think that's going on in the background. And it's a little small on my screen, but you can see that Fort Lauderdale has 3 or 4 of them. And, when I did it, it showed the date. Most stuff is next day, 2 days for a large part of the company. You'll also notice in that where we're talking at the second screenshot there, the buy now is grayed out. That's because at that time I was logged in as a technician and I did not have order privileges. So I'm not able to place an order. I am able to put it in a cart. You can have, if you had 10 technicians, 10 techs can be dumping parts in a cart all day long. And an admin or an owner can go in and sort through the carts and place the order individually. Or, once they've decided, yep, I trust what the technician wants, and place the order. So in the third screenshot there's nothing more we can add for reference number, a customer name, ticket number, whatever you're accustomed to using in your business. And then the PO numbers on the bottom. And it sounds very simple, but it was very challenging for us to get the PO number to print on the label that you receive in your office. So it was one consumer servicer that just in the way she run her business, when the parts show up, wanted to look at the PO number. So the PO number is on the package that you get at your door. Any questions on that? Throw them in the comments. There's a lot going on. And, from my world, you're in a home. Mrs. Smith needs a drain pump. You can go in, plug in her model number. You're going to find your part number quickly. You're going to get cost on it. You can give her your estimate, and you'll know when you're going to get the part to be able to tell Mrs. Smith when her pain is going to end. And it happens in like 30 seconds kind of thing. And it's free. Moving on. So this is the part of the app. We built this thing as an inventory app, and the parts lookup was kind of a secondary thing. But what we realized is that a larger percentage of people are using it for looking up and ordering parts. Moving on. In that pre-cart screen, there's a drop down. If you have remote technicians, the setup is done on Encompass, and it would probably be set up anyway. So this is my old account I work off of. I'm a believer in looking at it the same way that a servicer would. So anything that's screwy or I don't like, I get treated the same way as you folks would. There's a drop down. If you had remote text, you can select that individual and it will put it in the cart and ship it to that individual. And you can have multiple ship tos in the cart. And it works well. So I did mention moving on to the second screenshot there, where if you have the part in your inventory, that tan arrow there, that's where it shows you that, hey, you've got it in your inventory. And the third screenshot there is you're in the cart. That's where it's showing the reference number, the PO number, and who's placing the order. Order by part number is pretty much the same. Plug it in, select it. It goes to the pre-cart, and it's handled just like any other order. This is not a common way of doing it, but it's a way you can see, closest warehouse that has it, when you're going to get it, and your cost on it. If you're Whirlpool authorized, it will tell you if it's wiseable, and it will tell you what which warehouse, if Whirlpool's warehouse has it in stock. If you're authorized, you understand what this means. If you're not, just forget the last 10 seconds. Quick reorder. It remembers everything you've ordered in the last 7 days. You can go in, it comes out, it's just a listing of everything you've ordered. So with 2 clicks, you could place an order again. This would be strictly for common stuff. Hit +1. It's a 2-click thing. You would hit quick reorder, find what you want to reorder, +1, check out, and it places that order. And it's 2 clicks and very, a quick way of just doing your common stuff. Order history. If you want to check on an order, it shows you, everything you wanted to know but were afraid to ask. When you placed it, who placed it, to the minute and the second. You can click shipping details, and it will take you to the UPS or the FedEx site and give you your typical shipping details. Again, most stuff shows up next day, 2 days, but if you want to track it, that ability is within the app now. That was another one of those things. Seems very simple, but was a big deal. This is this works well in a couple of different ways. So search nearby trucks. It is, and I start by, you can turn this feature off. Some people took offense to it, so we made the ability to turn it off. The default is off, and you have to turn it on. So what it does, and there's 2 guiding lights behind it, and I'll do this fairly quickly. If you're working on a job and a part's not available, or you don't have the part, you should, you can select this, plug in a part number, and it will show you anybody that's got the part. If it's your truck and your one of your trucks is 5 miles away, hey, you may make the decision to go get that part. If you had a friendly competitor that's 2 miles away and he's using Easy Stock, you could call Ralph. Hey, Ralph, I need this belt. The relationship of paying for that belt and how you get it is between you two. The end goal is to get the customer going right now. So the other side of it, if you had, and this is where dead stock, as this grows, the main board's not available, but a servicer in California has one. The servicer gets rid of the dead stock. Everybody's got more dead stock than they like to talk about. Puts a few dollars in his pocket. And again, the financial side and delivery are between you and that servicer, and you become the hero in finding a board to get that going. And the first thing somebody says, hang on, Andy. I don't want anybody looking at my inventory. I 100% get that. We make you go 4 characters out before it will look at anybody's inventory. So you can't see anybody's entire inventory. If you wanted to spend the rest of your life doing it, part number by part number, you could, but that's not reality. And again, if it meant that where, hey, I don't like that, you can turn it off and nobody can see your inventory. So those are the 2 avenues, and it does work well. So if you just wanted to plug in a part number to experiment with it, give it a shout. This is the same. This is an example of it. I plugged in a part number. It shows my stock that I've got one, but then shows another servicer that's got one, how many miles away. If I select that, it brings me to the 3rd screenshot. I can send him a notification. If that servicer has an email or a phone number there, you could get a hold of him straight away. Master search, it works a whole lot like the part number search. Here, if you were to plug in a part number, there's at the very just below it, there's 3 boxes. It's going to, and they're in orange now. Originally, they weren't very well defined. And it does 3 things. If you plug in a part number or a model number, but we're going to focus on part number now, it will tell you if you've got it and which trucks you have it. It will tell you if Encompass has it, and that's not a quantity. That is how many options that Encompass has. And then the final, if there is a nearby search, if you select that, it will quickly show you that. So that's how that works and why we have the master search. Excuse me, a couple different ways of getting to the same thing. We changed our. This used to say buy now, and everybody was afraid to select it for fear they were going to place an order. So we changed it to details. Details brings you to the pre-cart screen. You can see again cost and delivery time and which warehouse has it. So, and if you're on a particular part, and the second thing, it says buy more, and that brings you to the pre-cart screen. You're not ordering it when you do that. Moving on, auto replenishment. This has come a long way, and people get afraid of auto replenishment, and I'll just spend short time talking about it. So most auto replenishments, they start talking about min, max, levels, and we did away with all this, made it real simple. So one up top there, you select whose inventory you want. You select auto replenishment. Whose inventory do you want to look at? In this case, we looked at Andy's appliance. So all the inventory I have is listed there. And then we also have the same drop down for the ship to. Where do you want it shipped to? It can be to the shop, can be to your remote techs. So those are 2 quick decisions. And from what do I want to keep in stock? It's very simple. Plug in how many you want to keep, 1, 2, 3, hit save. And the way this works, it orders once a week to try to save shipping dollars. So Friday morning, it's about 2:00 in the morning. It looks at the auto replenishment, your stock levels, how many do you want to keep, and it will place that order. It's just that simple. When you get it in, you tell it you've got it. So now the inventory's levels are back to where you want it, and it's just that simple. I will tell you, we are working on adding. Right now, it's once a week. I thought that was, to keep 10 days worth of inventory for your number to never run out. But I had a servicer I wanted ordered every day. So we are in the works on the next release where we'll be allowing you to say how often you wanted to look at that. Right now, it's once a week, and it works really well. This is a perfect time to stop. I can tell you that in the next release, we're working on it now on order optimization. It's very complex, but what it's going to do in an effort to save shipping charges, right now, as you put it in the cart, you could have the parts coming from 3 different warehouses. Now, you'll see that as you're putting it in, but it can be forgotten. We're going to have the app think about if it's in 3 different warehouses, it's going to prompt you and say it's in 3 different warehouses. We found this warehouse that has all 3 of them. Do you want to add an extra day or 2 and reduce your shipping charges, or do you want to just ship from the different locations? We think it's pretty cool. Encompass.com doesn't do that now, and it's going to take us probably a couple of months to make that happen, but it's a cool thing coming down the pipe. This is settings. I won't spend too much here. It's very, very straightforward. Profile. We asked you put in your company information, phone number, and email. You'll see in the summary there, that's if you want your summary dollars listed or not. The center one where it says max days inventory, all that's doing is when you put a part in inventory, when you go to transfer it in, if you've ordered it, it's going to ask you what invoice you want to look at and how old. So don't focus on, default is 60 days. You don't need to so much worry about that. And it's about price change. If you were to have a price change on a part, you can select what cost you want to use on it. This is more on settings. Pricing is something that in the very beginning, people, it was all over the map what servicers want. Some didn't want any prices, some wanted cost, some wanted lists, some wanted both. We made it all selectable for what you want to see on your primary account and what you want your technicians to see. So the other thing we've recently added, part of me didn't want to talk about it. It defaults to the standard screen. If you never use inventory, it will not start you at the home screen. If you select this, it'll bring you to your parts lookup screen as soon as you do on. It ultimately saves you one click. My suggestion is to leave it on home and the app just acts better, but that is an option for you. This is FAQs. I wrote them. They're in my street English. The idea is if you didn't want to contact me, I am readily available either by text, phone, or email to answer any of your questions. Do not struggle. Please get me involved, and I'll work with you to, hey, will it do this, or how do I do that? I'm all on board with helping you out. But the FAQs is 11 o'clock at night. Look at that and just a quick guide. So we do have, it's been around for a year or so. It's really building quite a bit of steam. We now have all OEM HVAC, I shouldn't say all, most HVAC OEM parts, no generics, only original stuff. As HVAC has changed, there's fewer and fewer generic parts. It's why we're in the business to get those OEM parts, make it easier to get. So there is a desktop version of all of this. It was designed for admin people. We have continued to improve that and added more features to it. I'll be frank with you, there's a couple more that I want to add to it, and we are gradually getting there. So I'm going to talk about that for a couple minutes. So this is what it looks like. It acts very much the same. You can look up parts, you can order parts, look at your inventory stuff. It does, I'll talk about that. So this is the home page. Again, very user-friendly. So just a couple of things. This is looking at inventory, allows the same edits that you can do on the app. The transfers can be done, has a search function to find it, whether by description, pricing, part number. This is an Excel file. So if you want to sort by cost or list, that's easily done. This also has a feature, and you have me, you can download your inventory. Some folks want a printable file. Well, here you can download it, manipulate it any way you want. The next is somebody new to Encompass. If you have some file with inventory in it, excuse me, I'm not used to talking this much and wearing my voice out. We have the ability to upload your inventory rather than scanning it in. And again, that scanning works really well, but if you had some file, we can upload that in. Work with me on that, on the requirements of it. The sample there shows a bunch of stuff that's not needed, but it does show the basics. It's part, where are we putting it, truck, bin, how many you got, part number. Easy Stock will put in descriptions, costs, and like that. So again, if you're on this and you're new and have that, get a hold of me and I'll work with you to make that happen. It works really well, but it doesn't like errors. This is where you set up tech accounts. So in the green there, it's add tech accounts. And this is what it looks like after it's been added. First thing it does is you make them active, so they're there. If an employee were to leave, you can make them unactive. They use the use of Easy Stock in like 3 seconds. So the other thing, and we'll go to the next screen. This is a setup for it. Basic information. This is admin setup. You can give them their password. If they lose their password, it's to simply go in here, create another one, and save. And we make it very easy to put in a password. So the 2 boxes there, one makes the technician active, and the second box gives them order privileges. The default on order privileges is no. You have to give them the order privileges. We take away a couple of other things that if they can't order parts that a technician shouldn't be allowed to do, and just some basic stuff. But at the end of the day, most servicers do not allow technicians to order parts. 98% of the servicers, it's an owner, typically, or a manager or a parts person that does the ordering. They don't allow techs, and just leave it unchecked. Technicians, again, they can put parts in the cart all day long. The admin can see which technician it is. It can be sorted and place them individually. So, and if you didn't, hey, Ralph really doesn't need that, you can take it away from the cart. Technicians want to order everything. Managers want to order just what we need. So that's where that is done. And then the technician, and anything that tech does, you can see it in if they're placing orders, you can see who placed the order. If they're using inventory, they delete a part, they change price on a part, all that will be in inventory history. So you can see, hey, I know we had that ice maker, what happened to it? And if he deleted it, smart guy is going to delete it and sell it on the side. You'll be able to see that Ralph deleted that ice maker. Barcode scanning, this is, it's been around just a little while. Amazon sells a $25 barcode scanner. I think, yeah, I've got it listed there in the, it's a Nadamco. It's $35. It works really well. It's wireless. If you're going to be doing your shop inventory, I suggest use it. It works really well, just fast and like that. So, and it's cheap. So this is what it looks like once you scan it in. Again, it will remember truck and bin once you've put it in there, quantity and save. So if you were doing a big warehouse, you have one person over there preparing the barcode to scan. You know, he or she hollers out 2, enter, scan, 2, save, and you can do a warehouse in short order. This is a parts usage report, very similar to the inventory report. It just tells you the parts you've used, when it was used, and on the right side will tell you a work order or a name that's attached to it. Just trying to give some reporting. You should be focused on your inventory, and this is let you see what's going on with it. And again, this is only on the desktop. Summary, again, the app is free. Download it, the App Store, Play Store. You can do your inventory, look up part numbers. With that part number lookup, you can see pricing, availability, and the time you're going to get it. And 2 more clicks, and it's on its way to you. This is salesman stuff. At the end of the day, the app works well. We have a lot of users. We have a lot of users that use it consistently. And again, my prior life was a servicer. They brought me in. I'm pretty anal on wanting stuff to work well, and I want it to work well every time, and it's for when it doesn't. So in the background that you folks don't see, I'm fighting people to make sure that the app works well, and we've got nothing but positive feedback on it. An occasional glitch here or there. Very focused on solving those, but that's a pretty rare event. That's really all I've got. Again, if you're new or questions, feel free to contact me. My information scrolling on the bottom there. If you're, I know I sent that email out last night. We we've added a lot of new features. If it's been a while since you used the app and you saw this, to like, hey, what's going on? You know, the looking up of the part number to give what warehouse pricing and when you're going to get it, I just see as a big deal. Give it another look. And I'm a guy that's open to feedback. If you think something should be different or look different, act different, or what you would like to see, please feed that back to me. I appreciate that. To shift gears on training, I would like, there's some internal conversation on what we can do to improve our training. Any thoughts, comments, input, suggestions you have, please feed that back to me. And I asked the question in my email. There's 9 people in the training here. I think that we have these trainings, and I don't think that some servicers are seeing that. Is a more of a private email a better way to communicate it, or how the marketing people are doing it now? I can tell you that my focus is a couple of things: is improve the quality of our trainings, as well as spread them out, not just on the East Coast, but Cincinnati, Dallas, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and to bring the manufacturers more involved in it. So, as a prior longtime business owner, I understand the cost of taking a technician off the road and whatever transportation may be involved. So you've got to pay the technician, as well as you lost his or she's production for the day. If you're going to do that, you want to get your money's worth out of it, and I understand that. I will tell you that in the training thing, and I'll get off my box here in a second, that after training, first time fix goes up, redo goes down, parts costs goes down. The technician, rather than throwing a pile of parts at it, he's throwing the 1 or 2 parts at it that solve the problem. I see no comments. Again, feel free to contact me. I've got you a few minutes short on this, and I appreciate you all coming into my first virtual training. I will be doing these once a month, every other week, one in the morning for the East Coast folks, and noontime for the West Coast folks. On that note, I'm going to end. They have a little exit piece of video they'd like you to do. And on that note, thanks again.